Hello everybody, and we're back with... Wait, we're not really back with anything, are we? This is Lord of the Rings Online, and I have played it before. It is in fact a Random Game Friday, but you may look at this and realize that this is the character creation screen. So basically, this Random Game Friday did incredibly well. People seem to love it quite a bit. So what I've decided to do is, because Wednesdays aren't necessarily a Skyrim day anymore, I've renamed it to Whatever Day. And Friday is Random Game Friday, where I'm going to try and put out a random game, but I can't always find a good one. For instance, today I kind of looked around, I thought about it, and I couldn't decide on what to play. So for days like that, I think I'm going to do... I'm not going to call it a series, but it's not a non-series either. So this is going to be a sporadic plays. This is not going to be on a schedule at all, but I love this game. And so whenever I get the feeling that I want to play it, I might as well be able to share it with you guys, right? So I'm going to create a character today who is going to be me. And this is going to be the character that I play a bunch on here. And I'm going to record it pretty much whenever I decide that I want to play this guy. So sporadically, you guys will get 2 videos a day, 3 videos a day sometimes, who knows. And that's because I decided to record Lord of the Rings that day, and I'm just going to put it out whenever I record it. Now this video in particular is recorded the day before it goes out, and that's because I'm going to fill in Random Game Friday with this video, since I couldn't really think of anything. Now, because I am being me, I am not a dwarf. As much as I would love to be a dwarf, I'm not a dwarf. I'm not Simon. But I'm, not really a hobbit either. I mean, I'm not round in the belly. I'm certainly not tall like an elf, but I'm definitely not short like a hobbit either. I'm very average height. And as much as I do love farming and stuff like that, I'm much more keen to adventuring than the average non-took hobbit. So I'm going to go with the role of a man. As far as my class goes, I've always loved being the sneaky guy. But at the same time, I feel like if you guys are going to be watching this with me, you don't want to watch me walk around at a crawling pace. So we're probably not going to be a burglar. I'm not much into thieving things. I do like the captain, the very regal leader of the battle. Look at that epic long sword, 2-handed man. The captain is a moderate class difficulty, which is fine. I've played the warden before, and I did okay, so I think I can manage the captain. Captains are armored melee fighters and masters of buffing, skills that enhance their allies. They may summon a herald companion to fight by their side, ensuring they always have an ally to buff. They can also mock foes, giving them benefits to all who attack them. In fellowships, a captain supports his allies with healing and with buffs, while still dealing respectable damage. So the captain is definitely something that we're going to think about doing. The champion is your basic melee hack and slash damage role. The guardian, as you would imagine, shield, sword, classic Nordic warrior who is the tank. The hunter, whilst I love the hunter very, very much, and this is the most like myself with the archery, I feel like I played the hunter too much. Basically, I love the archery thing, and I have another character who is all about the archery. He's decent level as well, and so if you guys ever want to see me play the archery role, we can just pop into that character. Now, Lore Master is the mage. I would be Gandalf, basically, which is fantastic. However, I have always been horrible at playing this class. As you can see, they are an advanced role. They're also support. They can summon beasts and stuff like that, and it's great, and their magic is so amazing. But it's beyond me. I am not a mage scholar. Then there is the minstrel, who, as you might imagine, is a minstrel. You play instruments and stuff. Also wields this epic sword. They are healers. So the basic idea of the Lord of the Rings realm is that you don't have health, you have morale. And so when you lose your morale, you basically lose the will to fight, and that is when you are defeated. So the minstrel actually fits quite well in that minstrels back in these times, if these times were real, they would play the melodies much like the drummer to keep your morale high. They might play your national anthem, which is actually fitting for today because for me it is the 4th of July, and for those of you who do not know, that is our Independence Day and all that jazz. Really, it's all about the fireworks these days, which is sad. But yeah, the minstrel, definitely fun. I don't think I've ever played a minstrel before, actually, which could be very interesting, especially since this class was inspired by Luthien Tinuviel, who actually is an awesome story. If you guys don't know about it, I'm going to leave it as a surprise because we need to get going with building this character, am I right? And then the Warden, spear and shield, they're advanced difficulty, they do combos and stuff like that. The Warden is quite fantastic, and Haldir, Rumil, and Orifin were all the March Wardens of Lothlorien. They are what inspired this. Masterful gambits and all that. This is a very, very fun class, but at the same time it's extremely difficult. And so I think I'm probably going to go with the captain myself. The regal lord with the long sword who will destroy... I don't know. I was trying to rhyme something with ord at the end, but I couldn't think of anything. I could have just said orcs. Let's continue. So, where were we from? Well, let me see here. I am from Oregon, which is certainly not the plains of Rohan. That would be more Montana, horse country. Gondor, the South Kingdom, near the threat of Mordor. These guys were pretty good with the ships and stuff, so we could be from Gondor or Dale, northeast beneath the Lonely Mountain, where Bard the Bowman slew Dragon Smog and fought in the Battle of Five Armies. Dale men tend to use Norse or Anglo-Saxon names. This is actually quite fitting for me, being that my ancestry is Scandinavian. Then there is Bree, rustic land in the North Kingdom, ruled by Elendil. I certainly like being of Bree, but they tend to be named after fruit and stuff like that. So I think we're gonna go with Dale. We'll play the new user tutorial. So let's look at our head here. I'm kind of slender faced, probably something like that. My hair, I actually have had this hairstyle in the past, but I'm thinking that we will go with my current hairstyle, which is a bit shaggy, a little longer. Definitely not bald, not that long. It was close to that long at one time though. I used to have crazy long hair. No, this is too long for me. Let's see here. I think this is... No, I don't really like it. Here, we'll go with what my hair will look like after I cut it. So roughly this or this. Probably more like that. I tend not to make my hair too often. So that's good. Facial hair. I have a very short goatee. So I'm thinking that one right there. Very good. My eyes. I have clean eyes. No wrinkles and stuff like that. Eyebrows. I have rather thick eyebrows. Sort of. Maybe not that Bushmanish. Something more... No, that's way too much. Yeah, we'll just go with those. That's fine. Mouth. We'll go with that. Why not? Details. I do have a scar on my eyebrow, but it's not nearly as big as that one. It's quite small, actually. My eyebrow almost covers it all up. So I think we'll go no scars. I have rather deep brown eyes, so let's try and find something like that. Not gray. There's not much brown in this. So we'll go ahead and just do dark gray, grayish brown eyes then. I am of the olive skin color, so probably something like that. And my hair color is a little bit darker than that. Maybe, no, it's a little too dark. A little too dark. Something like that. I'm certainly no muscular man. I'm probably about like right there. A little beefier than I used to be. Starting to get older, which is good. And I will be, of course. Tyrannosaurus? Shall we? I think we shall. Here I am, guys. Shazam. Wish I looked that good in real life. No. Alright. Let's enter into the world. Now, this video is probably going to run a bit long. Just because I really felt like playing this game today. And I want to get into it a little bit. I may even record multiple sessions and just upload as much as I can. Because, you know what? Boom. That's the way I roll. That's how we do it. And I'm an adult. I do whatever I want, pretty much. But yeah, so pretty much just waiting for this screen to go off with us and Scooby-Doo-ba-Doo. If this series is incredibly popular, I might actually add it into our schedule. So that'll be up to you guys. Comments down below, please. And you can tell me whether you would like to see me play this as an actual series, or if you'd rather just have those sporadic videos like I talked about earlier. But come on, we gotta go, because Strider here, Lord Eragon, has warned me that we do not have the time. Now, I'm just gonna go here into our options, and I believe it is not UI settings. Is it UI settings? It might be under UI settings. Not really sure. Somewhere down here. Show tutorial hints. I do not want that. And then down here, I will not always loot all. We will check our loot. We're gonna do a little bit of role playing here with that. So yeah, we'll accept that. And now the brigands are gone. I need to replace my mouse still. I will do that before the next episode of anything. Promise you guys. So we're going to open up the satchel. We're going to take the rusty claymore. Let us open up our bags and equip it. And our dirted stone, because I bought that. Move this up here. You are not the only prisoner here, friend. My fellow Amdir and I have come to rescue a hobbit. But it turns out he is not the hobbit we have been tracking. The escape will be dangerous for us all. There is a great evil here. He has heard its movements and he can feel its presence. Do I know how to fight? Bah! I am a champion, Lord Strider. I shall strike you defensively. Shaw! And then I shall strike you surely, and then I will yell at you. Huzzah! Smack. Very good. Well done. Your skill in battle is most impressive. Now, listen closely. He will need my help to get out of here. Alright, when we leave this jailhouse, that's when the real battle shall begin. Alright. Through here. Let the instance load. We are in the Blackwold encampment. Let us speak to our mystery savior. He needs to part, and he wants me to free the hobbits. So I shall. I shall yell at you to disorient you, and then I shall murder you with my rusty claymore. Now this sword, actually, I like. I think it's a slightly different model than it used to be, but I like this sword. And one of the things that I wish was in this game was cosmetic weapons. See, now cosmetics are actually quite a big thing. You have outfits and outfits, and if you want to, you can unlock up to 7 outfits that you can choose from that are just various different looking things. You can also do what you're wearing, and you can make it so that you see your shoulders and you don't see your shoulders, and your chest and cloak and all that. You always have to have pants and shirt, as far as I know, though. But if you're looking, there's no cosmetic weapons. You can zoom in on yourself. Yeah, cosmetics, big thing. I cannot choose what weapon I wish to bear, though, which is fine. Later on into the game, it becomes less of an issue because the weapons start to look better. But in early game, the better weapon does not necessarily look cooler. At least not in my opinion. A rat escaped its cage, he says. Well, I will show him what the rat can do. Huzzah! So, she thanks us for our brave act, and we need to get Mundo and save him. Mundo Baggins, I believe his name is. And this is Celandine Brandybuck, who is quite a spitfire, as you can tell, as she throws flaming torches onto the thatched roofing of the house. Vicious. Absolutely vicious. But let's get going on through here, I suppose, then. Brah! So we shout to disorient him. Then we smack him with our defensive striking, and when he is weakened, that is when we get him with the sure strike. So my tactics, basically, with that combat thing is later on into the game, when I use this, I will unlock more powerful skills that I can hit with. But for now, it's the only ranged attack I have, so I might as well use it, right? And now we are afraid like little babbies. Actually, I'm not afraid like little babbies yet. Huh. Pretty sure I'm supposed to be cowering in fear like they are. But whatever. Anyways, this is the only ranged attack I have. Might as well use it. There we go. That's my cowering. And then defensive strike, as you can see, gives me a small buff for plus 12 armor value for 10 seconds. So that's great. You want this to be one of the first things you do so that you're not taking as much damage. And then there is, of course, Sure Strike, which is my basic cost 2 power, yada yada, hit 'em with an attack kind of thing. Slightly better than auto attack is really why you do it. Amdir is quite glad that the hobbits are safe. And Strider is probably upset. Yeah, he's too late. He's been pierced by a Morgul blade, much like the one that stabbed Frodo. So this is not good. We need to get Amdir to Elven healing.
Wounded by a Black Rider, the ranger Amdir escaped with his charges into the wild, making his way back to the village of Archet.
There, Captain Brackenbrook, a retired sellsword, has allowed Strider and his companions to stay and take respite from their cares.
So there you go. We are in the small town of Archet. Or Archet? Archet? I forgot how he says it. But anyways, we're in this small town, resting, recuperating. Amdir was rather severely injured at the time, or in our rescue, and so he needs much rest and recuperation. Good. Excuse me. Much rest and recuperation from his wound. Alas, if you watch the movies, you know that rest and recuperation is not enough to save you from the Morgul blade. So soon we will very likely have to be heading out from here in order to try and save Amdir. Maybe up to Gondaman to find some elves there or something. Unfortunately, we are quite a ways from elves here. There we are. We are here in Archet. And over here is Bree, and we don't want to go towards Weatherhill into the Lonelands. Then there's the Shire over here, so we would have to go all the way through the Shire up into Ered Luin. And this is where the elves would be. Here at Saladrim, I think that is, and Felathlorn, and Duyond, and up here in Gondaman, and all these other places up here. Then there's northern Ered Luin and all these other places. But we are quite a ways, which makes it very difficult for us to help out poor Amdir over there. But for now, let's talk to Celandine. And I'm awake, yes. I was exhausted. Of course, it was a terrible battle. I'm not all that battle-hardened yet, being level 1. But let us go see how Amdir fares. Yes, I'm awake at last. Apparently I slept in quite late. He found no peace in slumber. He's trying to comfort me, even though I probably should be worried. He's torn asunder. He doesn't wish to leave him. Ah, he needs to seek a different Baggins. And Archet is in grave danger from being attacked. Ah, yes, and that pretty beautiful white tree pops up like every 5 levels or so, and on the first level. It's gorgeous. I wish that quest wasn't in the way. But we will see it later on. Alright, so he doesn't like the look of the Rangers, which is fair. They look quite grim. Say the Blackwolves mean to attack us. He refuses to believe it. Well, you are a fool, sir. A fool! I will go find proof. Come. Kate Henseed, surely you will believe me. Ah, she trusts Captain Brackenbrook too heavily. Let us run down here with our rusty claymore. And pray that Peg Pruna is a little wiser. She trusts Brackenbrook, but at least she wishes Amdir well. So that is quite good. I am getting some serious frame dropping right here. Not happy with it. Now let's go down here. And Constable Thistlewell. Surely a constable would know. Ah. They couldn't raid a squirrel nest. Ah, you fool. What if they do get a leader? Then what? Then what? Eh? This frame rate is kind of making me angry. Let's try and fix it. Alright, we'll do advanced graphics. Oh. Here, let's just drop this down to maybe high. And we'll do very high for that. Material detail, yeah, I want that to be high. Maybe reduce the draw distance. Oh no, object draw distance very high. Landscape draw distance down to here. Frill distance down to high maybe. And we'll try that. That may help a little bit. And we'll load up this chat here. Very good. Alas for peaceful folk everywhere. It is an enormous task to convince them that evil people with evil intentions will commit evil deeds. Indeed it is. I just tried and they said no. Much to do and I'm new to this world of danger. Yes, I am. Ah, a trainer. Perfect. Allow me to build my skills in battle. This frame rate is possibly just getting worse as opposed to better, which is not the greatest. So let's go down to standard graphics and see if we can do anything here. Anti-aliasing is disabled. Here, we'll just go to high, high, atmospherics detail. What is this for? Rain and snow, well, we don't run into that too often, so we'll go medium on that. Alright, so then we'll go ahead and drop you down to medium. Texture detail, I'd like to keep this high as possible. Okay, so just standing here, we're getting about 20 frames per second. Not the greatest, I gotta say. Well, shucks. How's about I will be back in just a second, guys, when I've sorted this out. Okay, guys, I am back. And I've disabled a bunch of really fancy stuff that I had enabled for pretty much no reason. And now we seem to be sitting at a solid 60 frames per second. At least for now. If it drops down into the 40s, that's not too bad. But that 20s that I was dealing with was quite terrible. So let's learn what our trainer would like us to do. He would like to teach us how to strike a devastating blow at the enemy. So let us learn Rally Cry and Devastating Blow. Rally Cry will stick right there. Devastating Blow can go right there. Now, where is the training dummy? Yes, let's use our Battle Shout, and we shall strike a devastating blow. Very good. Now alright, so do we want a parry chance, or a parry? I believe it's parry. Do we want to lower their ability to evade, or would we like to lower their armor? I think parry is my favorite by far. I'm very much a blades man. So now let's equip some of our new armor. And our new sword. See what I mean? The sword does not look as good. And we'll move this over here, as with all of our horses and stuff. This is one of the great things about the game, is that there's tons of stuff that you can buy to help out new characters, and tons of cosmetic stuff that comes when you buy an addition of the thing. And then there's gift box for playing for a long time and all that kind of stuff. But once again, kind of fills up the inventory as a beginner. But yes, I've learned new tricks. Let us earn the favor of Captain Brackenbrook. We're looking for some Kingsfoil in order to slow the poison. Sounding very familiar to the movie, for those of you who recognize what Kingsfoil is. It was, oh gosh, what did they call it in the movie? They used its high elven name, Ethelis, right? Yeah, Kingsfoil, it's Ethelis. Now let us, huzzah! 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 Now luckily at these low levels, oh right, this is something that was somewhat new and I don't remember doing it, but basically you can load up your loots and it'll stack up to 50 items, and then after you do that, then you can click this and be like, oh, it'll hold them for an hour and you can choose what you want to loot. Now I want to loot all of this because I'm a beginner and I need money, and my frame rates have dropped again. Oh my goodness, hang on guys. Or, you know what, actually, I think we'll call it a video here. I will sort this out, and you may have another video come out on Friday, or maybe on Saturday, or something, to kind of get us through this beginning zone. But there's something not right with my frame rates right now, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this beginning of a spontaneous series for Lord of the Rings Online. If you have ratings down below would be great, you know, just like, dislike, and kind of based off of that is how I will decide how much of this stuff you guys really want to see, and all that kind of jazz. And then if you absolutely love this game and you'd love to see more of it, and you want to see it on a set schedule, like one video a week or twice a week, or you want an hour a week or whatever it is, comments down below would be fantastic. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day, and we will see you next time.